guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am working on a thing called a bullet journal. So I'm not really sure if anybody journals, if you write in journals, if you've ever even heard of a bullet journal before, but it's actually something fairly new that I just recently kind of found out about. And when I saw the video on this bullet journal, I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly the style of journal that I need. So it is pretty ridiculous the amount of journals that I have. I basically write down everything from lists to agendas to grocery lists to shopping lists to notes. I take notes probably on absolutely everything, really for no reason. I listen to a lot of podcasts, I read a lot of books, and I listen to a lot of audiobooks. So I'm constantly taking down notes because when stuff jumps out at me, like I really feel the need to write it down for some reason. Basically, aside from that, I just love to journal. I've journaled since I was a kid. I've always written stories. I've always just been pretty creative in the field of writing. That's probably like my thing. I'm probably a pretty dope writer, you guys. Anyways, needless to say, I have so many different journals. Like, look at this. This is the new journal that I have for my bullet journaling, and I just liked it because like it's super cute. It's got a gold strip down the side, and it's got marble on the front and on the back. But you guys, look at this. Like, this is so real.
I thought that I've been hurt before, but no one's ever left me quite this sore. Your words cut deeper than a knife.
Actually has my vision board like on the front of it, so I put all of this stuff on here just as visual inspirations to look at. So if I stop using this, I'll probably rip the front page off of here and keep it because this is my vision board. But you guys, like, the struggle is so real. Like, I have all these journals, I put different stuff in each one, and it is super ridiculous. So because I have a journal obsession, I got super excited. I went to Boho Berry's channel, and she has some really great tips and tricks and all this different stuff on how to get started with your bullet journals. So I kind of basically just started myself a bullet journal. I also went to somebody else's channel, and I feel super bad because I can't remember whose channel it was, but she basically said you don't have to wait till the first of the year, you don't have to wait till the first of the month to start your bullet journal. And I know for me especially, a lot of times I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna wait until this time, or I'm gonna wait until that time. And honestly, you guys, this time I decided I'm just pretty much going to jump right into this thing. And so pretty much that's exactly what I did. I basically just dived right in. I started my bullet journal on December the 9th, so some of my stuff basically starts out with the 9th, and I'm just gonna go on from there. That way I'm already ready to go. I've made several mistakes already in this bullet journal because, of course, I'm looking on Instagram. There's tons and tons and tons of inspiration on Instagram that you can find for your pages, and I'm sort of just trying to find like my own niche in this thing. But if you don't already know, journaling is probably beyond like super important. I don't know how any of you basically like get your thoughts and your ideas and your dreams or anything out of your body, but let me just say that when you store that kind of stuff on the inside, it really isn't good for your overall health. Stress can lead to health related problems, and ain't nobody got time for that. For me, I don't talk a whole lot. I am sort of one of those people that kind of just like keeps things like really bottled up inside, and journaling was usually always pretty much my best friend as a kid because I didn't say a whole lot to people. I basically wrote everything down in my journal, and it's very therapeutic. Honestly, it really kind of gives you a chance to go inside and find out like what you're thinking and like what's really going on in your head when you have to put the pen to the paper. A lot of people feel like they can't write very well, but the truth of the matter is, like, if you can think it, you can write it, and you probably have a lot going on that you don't even know if you don't put the pen to the paper. I am super excited about the whole idea of this bullet journaling thing. It's like right up my alley. Every moment that I've had a chance in the last couple of days to sit down and doodle or draw out my lettering or do anything related to this bullet journal has been like so dope for me. It couldn't have came at a better time. And so I just wanted to share with you guys what I've done so far inside of my bullet journal. I really just started this thing on the 9th, and for the most part, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but I mean, we're gonna grow and learn with this thing. So I'm actually gonna tape these 2 pages together because they always sort of like flow together anyway. So I'm gonna tape that. I think I'm gonna put more pictures for like my vision board this year inside of here, because this book will be something that I look at on a regular basis. So I put my Bujo key, and I'm excited about these letterings. This K probably really sucks, but I like to see what I can do when it comes to letters. When I was younger, I used to always write letters and like notes and in my journals, and I was always the girl that had all the pens and all the different markers and all the fun stuff when it came to like writing. So I think this is totally going to be right up my alley, you guys. And then I just put in like the standard key for right now, even though I have this dot for tasks, and to be honest, I like to make my tasks in more of a square box and then check it off, so I'm probably going to change that. And then I did my future log, so I've got December, January through May, and then I just made a little calendar and just put in some important stuff that I know is coming up. And I haven't had a whole lot of time to really work in this journal yet, but like I'm just getting started. So this is the future log too. I have to add in the calendars and all that. And then this is just the December spread. So I started my bullet journal on the 9th. So I just put the 9th to the 31st. And then these are just all the important things at a glance that I know are coming up this month. And then the things that I know that I want to do this month. And I haven't really had a chance to sit down and put all of these to-dos in there yet. But there's several different things that I want to try to do before December is up. And then I just did a December spread, so a calendar at a glance. I've always written on a calendar. My calendars used to kind of be like my diaries, especially when I was younger. I always had a calendar in my room, and like literally everything that happened that day, like I wrote it on my calendar. It was like, oh, you know, ate such and such for lunch today, or, you know, got in a fight with my best friend today, or, you know, the boy I liked called me today, or whatever, you guys. Like, so lame, right? But I mean, that's what I did. So I need these kind of calendar spreads because it's easy to just put stuff in. And because I did my boxes all strange and awkward, which Boho Berry says you will mess up in your bullet journal, and that's fine, you know, turn your mistakes into like a masterpiece, right? So I had this blank section over here, and in my planner I have a blank section over here that's for like notes and to do. So I just put word for the week, and for this week that we're in right here, today is Tuesday the 13th. I just put the word of the day to be dream. I mean the word for this week to be dream, because my vision board party is coming up on Sunday the 18th. I think that dream was like such an appropriate word for this week. Then on my next page, this is where it gets kind of like a hot mess. So you guys, please don't even laugh at me. These are what is considered the dailies, and this is basically like your daily agendas. And honestly, mine kind of looks really crazy. I was trying to figure out some kind of way to distinguish the date, so I made these little ribbons, and then I didn't like them, but they're here and I can't change them. So I might do something to them. I don't know, but whatever. I mean, this is all a learning process. I actually did this spread like this, and then I saw a different spread that I liked much better, so I'm going to finish out this week with this spread, and then when I do my dailies for next week, I'm definitely going to be doing like something totally different than what I did right here. Over here in this little side, I just put what's going to be coming up for next week so that I kind of have it at a glance to be able to see, so I can transfer anything right here over to the next week. Then I threw in here my meal plans and my grocery list, and I haven't had time to go back in and fill these in yet, but I kind of did this at a glance, so I can put over here exactly what I need to buy from the grocery store, and over here my meals for the week. And then this week I kind of just wrote down some stuff, and I was thinking of using this page that says this week for something else leading into next week, when I realized I didn't really leave any space to write about this week's. So all of this page was kind of just dedicated to when those random thoughts popped up. So then I started into my next week's spread, and I haven't put anything in yet, but I liked this layout a little bit better. So I just have Monday taking up a page all by itself. That way I can put all my little agenda stuff, what's going on for the day, up top, but then I have space down at the bottom to actually journal, because For me, I'm not the biggest, hugest planner. I do need to write stuff down, and I do like lists and things like that, and I am always writing things down. However, I'm more of a journaler as far as having journal prompts and topics, or just free writing, and just writing the things that are in my mind and in my head and basically dumping them onto the page. So I left space for me to actually do some writing on these ones. And I put my gifts list right here because these are all of the people that I like need to buy gifts for Christmas. This page is just going to be for any creative ideas. So anytime I have like ideas and stuff, maybe for YouTube videos or for you know, anything else that I'm working on, event planning or anything, then I can just put that stuff into here. I've got Wednesday and Thursday, the rest of my gift ideas. Then I made this tracker, and to be honest, I'm not even sure how you use these yet. So as I get a little bit better with this, I will share that with you guys. But there are things that I do want to track because there are things that I would like to build a habit out of. So starting in December, and I messed up because I should have started this at the 9th and took it all the way to the 31st. But I started at the 1st. I made my numbers way too big, and it stops at the 28th because I couldn't fit anything else on the page. So lesson learned. I'll change that for next month's tracker. This page was just replace it with a positive. Again, like I started having some little negative thoughts creeping in. I just recently read the book You Are a Badass. One of the things that she said to do is it's really easy to turn your negatives into positive affirmations by just, you know, replacing that thought with a positive thought and changing it. And it says when a negative or self-sabotaging thought creeps in, 1, identify it as negative, 2, find gratitude in it, and 3, replace it with a positive thought. So I put be positive, and I just drew some little arrows right there. And then these are my Spotify tunes and beats. Sometimes songs come on and I like them, and I will add them to my Spotify, but to just have them at a glance, I decided that I'll just write in like music and tunes that like speak to my life on this page. Then I saw this on Boho Berries, and she saw it on, I think, someone else's, and I thought it was a really good idea. It was actually something that I was planning to do anyways, was a year-end review, so I decided to just go ahead and put it in my bullet journal. And so I put 2016 year-end review, what felt successful about 2016, what was time well spent, what would you change, and what was money well spent, what did I learn, things to improve, and how can I make next year better. And so I actually have to go back in and fill this out because, of course, I haven't done that yet, but the spread is here. Then I just have Friday. And again, I don't think it matters like how many pages skip in between some of these dailies, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure, you guys. I'm not freaking sure. But then I have Friday, and then I also have Saturday right here, and then Sunday is Christmas, so I dedicated a whole page to Christmas. I saw a really cute idea where the books that you want to read go on a bookshelf, and I wanted to do it like that. But then I saw this one, and I actually liked this one a lot better. It's books to read in a lifetime, and each of these little squares is I'm gonna fill in a different book, and then as I read it, I can cross it out and check mark it. So it's kind of like the tracker. But I think what I am going to do is up here, I am going to draw that little bookshelf idea and put a few books on the shelf and use those as a part of the tracker too. That way I still get the shelf idea in there, but I also have this idea that I liked a lot. And then I think I'm going to put like a really fancy quote or something about reading down there on the bottom. And then last night I just basically wrote in my journal, and I'm not gonna let you guys read what I wrote. And basically that's it for this particular notebook, you guys. Alrighty guys, well thank you so much for like just joining me and coming to hang out with me and seeing what the heck is inside of my little journal here. And although it is just getting started, I'm very inspired to go out and get like some really cool pens and gel pens and metallic pens and some color pencils and all this stuff. And you know what, it's very kid-like of me, but honestly, like, we need that little bit of kid-like nature in us, you know, to spark new inspirations. We're getting ready to head into a new year. So what is inspiring you right now? What is like basically calling your name? You know, what is something that you want to like dive into before the end of the year? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to start a bullet journal with me, in the comments below, let me know. Let's do this thing together. So thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.